Hey everybody, and welcome to a video on using the recording feature in the Notability app. So let's go ahead and navigate to Notability, where I happen to have a couple of math problems up and ready to go. And suppose you're having a struggling student, or for some reason you'd like to share with your students a Notability file in which they can hear you speaking and actively writing and talking through your thoughts as you're writing down whatever it may be. In this case, some math problems. So we're going to want to use the recording feature to do that. It's a really great option for making a quick recording to send to somebody else. So in the upper right hand corner you see this microphone feature, and if we press on that microphone feature it's going to immediately start recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to do a math problem. I'm going to press on that microphone feature and I'm going to record myself doing it. Hey everybody, and welcome to this quick video on solving an absolute value equation. So the first thing I want to do is I want to isolate this absolute value of b minus 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 5 from both sides of this equation. Now we've got the absolute value of b minus 3 is equal to 7. And now we're going to want to split the equation up. If the absolute value of this quantity is 7, then this quantity could be one of two things. b minus 3 could be equal to 7, or b minus 3 could be equal to negative 7, because both 7 and negative 7 are exactly 7 units away from 0 on the real number line. They both have an absolute value of 7. So the last thing we need to do to find our solution is to add 3 to both sides here. So b could be equal to negative 4, or b could be equal to 10. So negative 4 and 10 are the two numbers that will make this original equation true. To stop that recording, all I did was I pressed on the microphone again. So that's, you press on it once to start, you press on it once to end. And note that now that we've made a recording, we've got this little arrow over here next to the microphone. And when I press that arrow, we've got some options. What we're in right now is kind of a playback mode in which we can play the recording that we just made. A couple things to note. You see how all of the keystrokes, all of the pen strokes that I made are already shown, and they're kind of dim, if you will, and they're going to light up as I actually make those pen strokes. Another thing, as the viewer, the page doesn't automatically take you where you need to be looking at what the writer was writing when they recorded the video. You need to follow along by actively moving around the page and zooming in and zooming out. A couple of things. Here is obviously the play button. Not going to press that quite yet. Next, all the way on the left, you see this 1x. If you press that button, you can choose the speed at which you watch the video. So you can watch it in normal time, a little bit faster, double time, and I love this one, 0.7 times, so 70% the speed of the original recording, in case you really want to hear it more clearly and slowly. This button right here with a little 10, that is a quick button to make you go back 10 seconds in the recording. So suppose that you're watching a video and you miss something and you want to hear it again, you can quickly press that and it will go back 10 seconds so you can see it. So I'm going to actually play this video now and you'll see what I recorded and how it sounds for someone who watches it. Hey everybody, and welcome to this quick video on solving an absolute value equation. So the first thing I want to do is I want to isolate this absolute value of b minus 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 5 from both sides of this equation. Now we've got the absolute value of b minus 3 is equal to 7. And now we're going to want to split the equation up. If the absolute value of this quantity is 7, then this quantity could be one of two things. b minus 3. So you get the idea. If you like, you can click on this circle up here and simply drag the recording through to figure out where it is. One thing that's a little bit unfortunate about this recording feature is you can't really edit at all. The most editing you can do is if you click on this cog setting over here way on the right, you have the option to manage your recordings. Right now we have only one. It tells you the length, it tells you when it was made, and all you really have the option to do is delete it, to be honest. You click this edit button, and if you click on this minus, you have the option to delete that recording, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to press back, I'm going to get out of there, I'm going to go to the end of this recording, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to record some more. So note that pressing this little arrow again and again will take you in and out of the player mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this next problem that I want to do. I'm going to do it in a different color. And I'm going to press on that microphone and make one more recording of how to solve another equation. So if we look at this second example, which is interestingly named number 3, we want to solve this equation with a square root in it. The first thing we want to do is we want to isolate that square root. So let's subtract 6 from both sides. We end up with the square root of 4 minus g equals 4. And what we're going to want to do there is actually we're going to want to square both sides of this equation. And when we do that, well, the square root of 4 minus g squared, by definition, is going to give us just 4 minus g. And we end up with 4 squared, which is 16, on the right-hand side of this equation. Just 2 more quick steps. We're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Negative g equals 12. And then we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by negative 1 to isolate g. And we end up with g equals negative 12. And that is going to be the solution to this equation up here. Again, I just press that microphone button to stop that recording. And what happens is now those 2 recordings are going to be back to back in our grader if we were to play them all together. And if we look back into our recordings by pressing on this cog button, manage recordings, we now have 2 recordings here. And so if we wanted to press play now, we would see our first recording all there, and then it would immediately transition right into the second. So we have a total of 1 minute and 58 seconds worth of recording that a student or a teacher could view. One note to make is that when you send this to another party, you're going to want to send it as a note file and not a PDF. If you send it as a PDF, all they're going to see is your keystrokes and they won't actually get a video. So if we export this via email, you're going to want to choose the format as note. Or if you upload it to Google Drive, you're going to want the format to be note. Or whatever way that you export this, you're going to want to do it by a note. So this is a great way to make a quick video, either as a student making an assignment for a teacher, or as a teacher giving some students some extra help, or whatever it may be.